Hi, Dennis Bulldogs. It's Mrs. Johnson, and today we're going to talk about something a little bit different. We're going to talk about study skills. So let's reflect on your first grading period. It's over. How did you do? What are some things that you did well? What are some things that you can improve on? And what is your goal for this next grading period? So maybe you want to get your grade up in science, or you want to make sure you get all your work done in the morning, or whatever the case may be. So these tips will be great for hybrid students and virtual students. So a lot of us struggle, and I've talked with lots of students that are struggling with the hybrid day or the all virtual because it's just very different. And I can tell you, I didn't really have e-learning days or things like that when I was in school, but when I went to college, I took online classes, and I know it can be very hard to manage your time, especially when you're at home around all these fun things that you'd rather be doing. So we're just going to talk about some tips. Now, if after I've talked about the tips, you feel like you're someone who's really struggling with studying, staying focused, getting things done, and you are not sure if these tips will work for you, you can contact your teacher or myself through Canvas, and we can try to find a way to create a plan and an organizational plan for you at home in order to help you get your work done. So first, I'm just going to talk about a couple of resources that I personally have. I have this book, which is called Super Study Skills, and it's from Scholastic. And it's a really great book because it talks about specific homework assignments, or specific, like for example, most people while they're in school have to do an assignment or, multiple where you're reading a passage, so you're reading a paragraph, and then they're asking questions about what you read. So it's your reading comprehension to see how well were you able to take in that information and then answer questions about it. So this just talks about specific tips on those types of assignments. It goes through all subjects. So this is a really great resource. It talks about tips on test taking. So if that's something that you struggle with, this is just a good resource. So if the library, I'm not sure if they have it here. You could also see if Morrison Reeves has it. You can get on Morrison Reeves, which is Richmond's library. If you didn't know, public library, you can get on their website if you have a library card, and you can actually search up specific topics or this book specifically if you're interested in reading more about that kind of thing. The book that I am going to be referencing today in our video is called Get Organized Without Losing It, which I think is funny, and I like the title. And so not only does it talk about schoolwork, which is the chapter we're going to focus on, Plan for School Success, it has tips on how to organize your backpack, your locker, your lunchbox even, and so in a fun way too. It's not a hard read really, and it has a lot of pictures as well, which is fun. So I want to start by saying that we have to learn ways to stay organized and learn systems and what works for us. And that's not something that normally comes naturally. We have to learn these things. So I've tried to use digital planners, which is something that you have access to on your computer or on your phone, and that just didn't work for me. I like to write down what's going on for the day and tasks that I need to complete. But with the digital world and the way that things are going, maybe you feel like that using a computer and using a planner on the computer for your assignments would be easier for you since you're already on the computer, all the time doing your work. So you just have to find what works for you, but just know that it's okay if you don't have the perfect system right now. It takes time and practice and just kind of trial and error, figuring out what works for you. So we'll go ahead and get started with some tips. So the first thing that they say is to have a student planner. When I was in school, we all received a student planner, and it was like just a paper planner, which I'm going to show you in a second. But since we're going towards the laptops and digital tools, they have digital planners online. So that's something that if your teacher hasn't told you about, which I know a lot of them have been talking about it, that's something that you can ask them about, or if they need help with that, you can have them talk to me and I can call you down and we can try to figure out a planner or a organizational tool online that will work for you to help you get your work done. So I will show you real quick a couple planners I have, and they were pretty inexpensive. They were $1, and you'll see I got them from the Dollar General, one of my favorite places. And I have a couple different ones. But basically, in case you haven't seen a planner or not familiar, you'll have a calendar. So you can write out what's going on that month, you know, whatever events you have going on. And then you'll have, let's see, we'll go actually, today is the 1st of October. So we would go to October 1st, here's the month, and then right after the month would be the day or the week. So for example, let's say it's your hybrid day or you're a virtual student, you would write down your assignments, and then you could check them off as you went through. You can also go online and print off pages. So I've done that for students as well, just kind of like a to-do list, and you just write out all your assignments, and then as you do them, you check them off. And this is helpful because not only are you staying organized and knowing what you've done and what you have to do, you're able to see like, okay, I only have 4 more assignments, I can do this. Or you know how to pace yourself as you're doing your homework. So that's just one example, is a paper planner. And it would be the same thing online. You just type in your assignments and then probably just electronically check them off. That's just a good way to kind of trick yourself into, you know, to keep going and to let yourself know like you're almost done, and it keeps you motivated as you're going through your homework. So that just continues to talk about planners. Here's some reasons to use a student planner. It says a planner is portable, so you can take it anywhere. A planner never forgets, so sometimes we forget, but a planner won't forget if you are already writing it down. A planner prevents scheduling problems, so you won't like double schedule yourself for that day. If you have a friend's birthday party to go to or the skate, you know that you're already going to the birthday party. A planner keeps all your important information in one place, so all your life events and what's going on as far as homework. A planner reminds you of what you need to do and when, so we don't forget. A planner helps you keep track of important projects, so if you have a big project coming up at the end of the grading period, you won't put it off and have to do it last minute. A planner helps you reach your goals. So, you know, if we're thinking about what goal we want for this grading period, it helps you to continue to reach it. And then this little blurb says, break down a big goal into smaller steps. Write each step in your planner, finish one step at a time, and before you know it, you're there. So it's easier to do little things that add up to a big goal than to do big things, because sometimes we feel overwhelmed and then we won't do it at all. A planner can be whatever you want it to be. So you can choose how you want to use your planner. It can be customized. And then lastly, it says a planner frees up valuable space in your brain. So you don't have to worry about, am I forgetting something? You've already written it down and you're already tackling it. Okay, so those are a little bit more specific tips. Another one that they talk about in here is managing your time. And this is something that you're going to have to learn for the rest of your life, is managing your time and deciding what's the most important to you. So it's really important that you have a schedule. So like let's say you're a hybrid student, it's better to keep your schedule the next day the same. It's better to get up the same time or within like 30 minutes of the same time. And then keep your schedule. So like plan, let's say you're going to get all your work done. I mean, it takes everyone different amounts of time. But if you want to get all your work done in the morning, and do your attendance and things like that, and then you need to focus like from 8:30 to 9:30, I'm going to focus on math, or however long it takes you, and kind of have a schedule written out. So for example, they kind of give you a little, and it doesn't have to be this, but hopefully you can see that, but it has like the times like you have at school, you know, period 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And so you're just kind of filling in what you're doing. If you get done earlier, fine. If you take a little more time, fine as well. So you're just staying on track and not just like, what am I going to do? Watch Netflix for a few hours. Maybe I'll do a little work. And it's okay to give yourself a break, like a snack break, or if you're someone who can work on math, get all your math homework done, check off all your assignments, and then spend 10 minutes watching a video on YouTube and eating a snack or whatever, then you can get right back to work. That's fine. Sometimes people aren't able to do that because it's too distracting and too freeing, and then they feel like, well, I don't want to do any more work. Like, this is fun. I don't want to go back to do work. But you're going to have to learn to manage your time, like I said, the rest of your life. And you're not always going to be able to do the fun thing first. So, you're going to have to put in your work, and then you can do some fun things later. So rewarding yourself once you're done doing your homework is a good way to motivate yourself to get it done. You could also take like a Post-it note. Let's say your goal is to, get an A in science. So you're going to write, get an A in science, and then you can put it right on, the top of your laptop, or like in your laptop case, or on a mirror, or somewhere you can see it while you're working. So whenever you're feeling like, ooh, I'd rather watch, Stranger Things right now, or Friends, or whatever, you can say, no, I want to get an A in science. I want to make myself proud and get an A in science, and learn how to persevere through those feelings of wanting to be distracted, because you're always going to have your cell phone and TV and all those things, friends to talk to. So trying to become more disciplined and just focusing and getting your work done. I think, let me just go through this and make sure. The last tip that I'm going to give you, and like I said, if you feel like you want more tips, or you feel like you're really struggling, I can absolutely talk with you, or I can make another video if enough people feel like this is something that they're struggling with. So another one is to have a regular homework place. So if you watch my video where I talked about sleep, I suggested not doing your homework in your bedroom, although sometimes you have to if you have a desk, or maybe that's the only place that you can work quietly, then do it. But working on your bed usually isn't the best place, because then we feel like when we lay down, it's harder to sleep, because that's our workplace and where we go to sleep. So let's say you have a little special place where you go into your homework. Maybe that's on the floor in your room, or if you have a desk or a place in the living room or your kitchen, wherever you're comfortable. It's good to have a place where when I go here, it means business, and I'm going to focus and get my work done. So I think that's it for now, because the video is already 13 minutes long, so I don't want to bore you with even more tips. But if you're interested, let me know. We can look more into this book and talk more about it, because there's lots of ways you can get organized. But like I said, if you have any more questions, tell your teacher or message me on Canvas. I try to answer within the day if I can. If not, then the next day. So I hope that everyone is doing well, and good luck the second grading period. We're just getting started, so try to get some of these habits in place now so you can improve your grade or reach your goal. So I will talk to you all later, and I hope you have a great day.